Reef Finance is a hot topic right now in the crypto space, and people have been wondering, what is Reef Finance? How does it work? And is it a good investment? So in this video, we are going to answer all of those questions and break it down. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. Many have asked me to make a video covering Reef Finance. So if you appreciate this video, please show your support and leave a like. It's that simple and it really helps the channel. Now back to the content. Reef Finance is a Polkadot project built by Denko Manchesky. And he stated the reason why they called it Reef is because they named it after a coral reef, a place where all of sea life gets together, all in one spot. And that's what he wants to do with DeFi. He wants to make it simple and easy, all in one spot. Because right now, as he states, DeFi and Ethereum is fragmented, meaning that to use all these protocols, you need to jump from one to the next, and it can get very complicated. If we go to DeFiPulse.com, we can see there are lending protocols, decentralized exchanges, derivatives, payments, and assets. And even within these categories, it can get complicated. Let's use lending. There's Maker, Aave, Compound, and so on. So a person needs to jump from protocol to protocol, and each protocol may require a different wallet, and it's going to have a different user interface. So with Reef, they're trying to get rid of this and make it super simple and easy. And this is a very important lesson when it comes to tech. Sometimes the best tech doesn't always win, but the product with the best user experience wins. And we see this, let's say, with something like iPhone. Is iPhone really the best phone? Probably not, but they have the best user experience. And we can see within the DeFi ecosystem, some of these protocols are very easy to use. Uniswap is a pretty good application, it has a good user interface. But when we look at something like Curve Finance, this thing, I'm just gonna say, is ugly. I don't know what they were trying to do here. Maybe they were trying to get that 80s look. I think if they updated this to make it look a little more user-friendly, they would have more users on the platform. So Reef is trying to make it simple and easy. And because of these lofty goals that they have, there are many components to this. The first one, maybe the most important one that they're trying to solve, is the liquidity problem. You see, when you go ahead to these exchanges and you want to actually buy something, if there is not enough liquidity, you may not actually buy what you want at the price that you asked for. Or even if you're selling it, you may not sell it at the price that you asked for. So they're solving this by two ways. The first one is just getting rid of centralized exchanges, which is not a new problem. We've known about this for a long time. This is why DeFi exists. This is why we have Ethereum. But the one they're really trying to target is the problem of unstable liquidity on decentralized exchanges. And in the case of Ethereum, as they state, it's slow, hard to use, and has high fees. So to solve this issue, Reef is going to get its liquidity from everywhere, centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges such as Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, AirSwap, Uniswap, and Kyber Network. And you might be sitting here wondering, how is this possible? Isn't this a Polkadot project? How is it going to interact with all of these other exchanges? And the way that they're going to do this is because Reef Finance is built on different smart contracts on the Polkadot blockchain, which makes it possible to access different cross-chain DeFi strategies with a single click. Due to the power of parachains and Polkadot, Reef will be able to interact with these other platforms, right? It is cross-chain. It will be able to interact with Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Plasm, Moonbeam, and Avalanche. And this is quite revolutionary. They will be able to get their liquidity, as mentioned, from Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, AirSwap, Uniswap, and KyberSwap. And by doing this, they are going to solve this liquidity issue, and they're also going to get the best price. But remember, there are a lot of goals that they have here. This is a very ambitious project, maybe too ambitious, which I will explain in this video. On top of the liquidity problem that they're trying to solve, they're also trying to solve the yield problem. In DeFi, a person can take their crypto and they can go ahead and earn interest. But the problem is that right now it is highly technical and it's very hard to keep up with the best strategies, and there also are expensive gas fees. If we go to a site like DeFi Rate, we can see all of these lending rates, except the person needs to jump from platform to platform and it can get very complicated. So we did see that Yearn Finance did simplify this. With Yearn Finance, you go ahead, connect your wallet, you deposit crypto, and boom, they do all the work for you. But you can still make the case here that it's fragmented because it's not all in one spot. You have to go to this liquidity provider, you need to go to that decentralized exchange, and then you need to go to Yearn Finance. But what Reef is trying to do is put this all in one spot. Remember, making it super simple and easy. The goals that they have, as I mentioned, are so ambitious. They're trying to do everything. They're even going to release a debit card where you can spend your crypto and you can earn up to 8% cash back. And if we look at their roadmap, they have a lot of promises that they're trying to keep. We're right now here in Q1 2021. And in Q2 2021, they're going to integrate smart asset management, Moonbeam support, and we even see in Q3, they're going to add integration for NFT baskets. They're really trying to do everything here. I think this is the most ambitious project that I have come across in crypto. Now here is where it gets a little tricky. If you're new to the crypto space, what I'm going to tell you is that a lot of what we see in crypto is speculation at first. Rarely do we see projects actually come to fruition. And I'm not speaking directly to Reef here or any other project. We see this across the board. Especially we saw this in 2017, 2018 with all the Ethereum killers such as Tezos, Neo, and EOS. These things just on speculation, they went all the way in the top 10 in market cap, but now they have faded away. We can see in crypto that sometimes the speculation phase is even better than when the actual project comes out. Now I do hope that Reef completes all of these promises. This would be very revolutionary, something we have never seen in the crypto space before. Everything in one spot. But the problem with DeFi and smart contracts is that they're prone to hacks and bugs. Just a couple weeks ago, we saw Reef Finance get hacked for $8.3 million in one of their DAI vaults. And Reef Finance is a great project. But what we learned in DeFi is no matter how many times you audit a project, there is always room for error. And while we have many projects that have been working on just maybe one or two things, they still haven't reached their goals. Now we have Reef Finance here trying to take literally everything in crypto, put it in one, and make it simple and easy. But at the same time, as they do this, they are making themselves prone to an attack, right? And the security is extremely important in crypto. So we're gonna see what happens with Reef Finance. Now I wanna tell you in terms of investing into the Reef token, if Reef Finance meets all these goals as promised, it is very likely that the Reef token will be very valuable. But the kicker is if Reef Finance meets all of these goals. It's a big if. But you have to also ask, well, what's the point of the Reef token anyway? Even in the past, we have seen that if a utility token or a token for a platform doesn't really do anything, but the platform itself is very popular, just by association, the token will do well. But the Reef token actually does have utility. There are a few things that it can do. The main one is that it will be used as a governance token. And if you hold Reef, you can use it to vote on different proposals, such as releasing new features and readjusting certain parameters in the system. Now, this is a very big one. We have seen with Uniswap and Wi-Fi, the token for Reef Finance, that they have done very well over the last year. These are governance tokens as well. And as long as people are using these platforms, the user base is growing and money is being locked in, then we have seen the token will also do well. But like Reef Finance is trying to do with everything else, trying to get the best of all worlds, they're doing the same thing here with the utility of the token. It doesn't just stop at governance token. It's also going to be used to pay for protocol fees so you can get a cheaper rate. It's going to be used for staking, and also it's going to be used for yield distribution so you can choose the payout ratio of the profit generated by the activities in your basket. They're really trying to do everything over here. At this point in terms of an investment, it is a high risk, high reward. Remember, this is not the first time we've had a project with very lofty goals. More times than not, they don't meet all of those demands, but I hope they do. I would love to see this happen. And I probably might put a little bit into Reef, maybe just a small amount to begin with, because remember, high risk, high reward. I've seen this time and time again, especially with the Ethereum killers especially. We have seen that they write all these things, there's white papers, all of these promises, but actually meeting those requirements is much more difficult to do. Now, if a person does want to get involved with the Reef token, it's still very early stages. It has a very small market cap, only $140 million. And you can get it on certain platforms such as Binance.com, not Binance US. So this is Binance.com, which is not available for people that live in the United States. You can also get it on decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap, 1inch, and PancakeSwap. Now, what's very interesting about the Reef token is that it actually is a Binance token and a ERC20 token built on Ethereum. But if you are in the United States and you go to Uniswap or 1inch, you are going to get the Reef ERC20 token. And if you go to PancakeSwap, which is a project built on Binance Smart Chain, you're going to get the Binance version of Reef token. Remember, guys, very early stages, very experimental. Not just Reef, it's all experimental. Even Ethereum, which has been around for a long time, is still very experimental, which makes these projects even more. So just remember that going in, high risk, high reward. In this world of DeFi, many things can go wrong, especially when you're a project like Reef trying to meet so many goals, right? Like I said, they are maybe too ambitious. But also in the short term, as I mentioned earlier in the video, sometimes the speculation phase is even better than when the actual project comes out, right? Again, we see it time and time again. So even in the short term, especially in a bull market, who knows what can happen? This thing can go up. But in the end of the day, whatever you do, it is your decision. If you go ahead and you make $1 million in Reef, don't thank me. That is all on you. Same thing if you go into Reef and you lose money. Again, all on you. I hope that I presented you with enough information to help you at least steer in the right direction of what you're going to do when it comes to making a decision with Reef. If you want more of this kind of content, let me know in the description below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.